explored every facet of the pearl. We've talked about the wearing of our pearls, the wisdom of the pearls. We've talked about the symbolism of the pearls. Of course, we're Southern girls, right? And when people started asking me to share my story with them, my personal story, it made perfect sense. The first words that came out of my mouth were, He gave me pearls. It was His pearls that truly changed my life. But for you truly to understand and appreciate what the Lord has done for me at the core, I have to share the sweet teas with you so you can really see what's going on in my life. So we have 3 books. The first book is It's a Southern Tradition. You get to meet the sweet teas. They are a cast of these charming little girls with names of terms of endearment like Honey and Darling and Sweet Pea and Precious. And they hail from some of the most charming cities in the South like Savannah and Nashville and Charleston and New Orleans. And they are on a mission to touch the world with their Southern grace. And as you read through the first book, you get to meet the sweet teas. And after you meet them, you will find that there's one thing you will love about us Southern girls. We treasure our friends more than our finest set of pearls. It's one of the secrets that we learned at birth, that girlfriends can't be replaced by all the jewels on earth, though there are days when chocolate will come close. And as we get older, there's a little blue box that seems to tempt us the most. But in our hearts, we hold close like a precious keepsake, those girlfriends we've grown up with that never go away. There is much to be loved about us girls from the South. We will touch your heart in a way you just can't live without. And as they continue to read this book, they become honorary sweet teas. And then we go to that when I was sick, by reading scriptures, it changed me. It gave me peace that I had never had. And I began pasting them in my home. You either came to my house and you either left inspired or you thought I was a Fruit Loop. I mean, certifiable, the words of the Lord were everywhere. I mean, you could open the pantry and it would say, all things work for the good of those who love the Lord. And if you could walk down the hallway and it's like, I will never leave and I will never forsake you. And you were in my mighty right hand. And if you went to my bathroom, it said, He healeth broken hearts and He bindeth up those wounds. And if you got by my nightstand at night, it said, the angel of the Lord encampeth around those who love Him. And let me tell you, girlfriends, I believed it. Every one of those words, every time I said them, it built my faith. And I kept saying those words. And I started reading every inspirational book I could get my hands on. And I read, if you believed for one idea, if you believed, He could change your life, even one idea. He could give you the one idea you needed to change your life. Give me one idea to change my life. And you may think that that one idea that changed my life was the sweet teas. And I do absolutely love my sweet teas. But what truly changed my life, like at the deepest core of Rochelle, was not the sweet teas. What changed my life was that He answered that prayer. You see, in all of that perfection, I had been a perfect Christian too. At least I thought so. I was at church as often as the doors were open. I taught Sunday school. I taught Bible school. I could not sing a note, but I sang in every musical they allowed me to, and I sang passionately. You would have thought, looking at me, that I was so full of Him. And I had missed it. I had enthroned Him in eternity. He was a God that was so far from me. And though I heard words like Emmanuel and Abba, I had no idea what that meant. And what was happening to me was He answered this prayer, and what it did for me was it said, Rochelle, you are so precious to me. I became His daughter. It became an act of love. I felt His love, and in the midst of all this, I am reading scripture after scripture after scripture, and they are changing me. And instead of being selfish and pasting scriptures because they gave me peace and I needed peace at that time in my life when I had no peace, or I thought there could be no peace, I looked at those scriptures. What happened was that I was unveiled to His truth, and the truth was setting me free.